Good evening, class of 2021, families and friends. I am excited to welcome you to Moore Public School Stadium for the 33rd commencement exercises at Westmoore High School. Seniors, this is a year like any other in our school's history, and while every graduating class is special, it is safe to say that for many reasons, this class is one of a kind. Since your first days at Westmoore, you've heard us say that tradition never graduates. Even though your time with us is nearly over, at least as students, know that you will always be a special part of the history and traditions of Westmoore High School, and more importantly, valuable members of our Jaguar family. Now, please join me in welcoming your salutatorian for the class of 2021, Cassidy Royalty.
At this time, would you please stand? Please remove your hats and with hand over heart, join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. After the pledge, please remain standing for the national anthem. Attention, salute, pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Yeah, guys, can you stand up, please, for the anthem? Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare now comes bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, see does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the brave and the home of the brave.
Thank you. You may now be seated.
Good evening and welcome to the 33rd commencement exercises of Westmoore High School, celebrating the class of 2021. These seniors have followed in the footsteps of 32 previous graduating classes and left their imprint on Westmoore. Seniors, as you've moved forward, continue to maintain the high standards of excellence established by those who proudly call themselves alumni of Westmoore High School. To our guests, we hope that you will conduct yourselves in the same respectful and cooperative fashion that this group of seniors has all year. As we enjoy this evening with our seniors, let us honor them in a way that will not detract from them and what they have accomplished, but let us put the spotlight where it belongs, squarely on our seniors and all of their achievements. Let us celebrate together in a respectful manner to ourselves, our families, and the great institution of Westmoore High School. But most importantly, to the outstanding group of young adults who make up this graduating class of 2021. At this time, I would like to introduce senior class sponsors, Laura Burnell and Melinda Parks.
In just a few moments, this year's class officers will lead the class of 2021 across the stage to graduate. They have set the bar high and leave a dynamic legacy for for those who will follow them. Senior class officers for the class of 2021, please stand as I call your name. President Landry Kimsey. Vice President Maggie Pachin. Secretary Jada Woolever. Reporter Carson Scruggs. Thank you. Seniors, by the end of the evening, you will no longer be graduating seniors. You will have become alumni of Westmoore High School. Carry that distinction proudly throughout your life, and remember, once a Jaguar, always a Jaguar. It is now my pleasure to present the members of the Moore Public Schools Board of Education. Please hold your applause until all members have been recognized. Miss Allison Ritchie, President. Miss Stacy Pruitt, Vice President. Mrs. Mandy Kincannon, Member. Mrs. Jennifer Wynn Statler, Member. Mrs. Erin Morrison, Member.
At this time, I would like to introduce the administration of Westmoore High School. Joseph Ross, Principal of Westmoore High School. Billy Langford, Senior Class Principal. Betty Minton, Junior Class Principal. John Finn, Sophomore Class Principal. Cynthia Decker, Freshman Class Principal. Spencer Braggs, Freshman Class Principal. Zach Bice, Athletic Facilitator. Hart Brown, Principal, Vista Academy. I would also like to introduce Dr. Robert Romines, Superintendent of Moore Public Schools. And now, please welcome the members of Moore Public Schools Administrative Leadership Team. Please hold your applause until all members have been recognized. Johnny Bailey, Assistant Superintendent, Personnel. David Peak, Assistant Superintendent, Secondary Education and Instruction. Michelle McNear, Assistant Superintendent, Elementary Education and Instruction. John Marin, Director of Operations. BJ Ryan, Chief Financial Officer. Brian Fitzgerald, Athletic Director. Shannon Thompson Woodson, Dean of Academics. Kim Hurd, Director of Special Services. Dr. Christy Hernandez, Director of Student Services. June Kim, Director of Technology. Brandon Wilmarth, Director of Educational Technology. Dustin Horstketter, Director of Safety and Security. Dawn Jones, Director of Communications and Community Relations. Jerry Broadbent and Rebecca Klima, Night School and Summer School Principals and Directors of Credit Recovery. Our graduation ceremony this evening would not be complete without a dedicated group of underclassmen who work very hard to ensure that our seniors have a memorable evening. Would our junior attendants please stand and be recognized?
Several years ago, to honor those who have taught at Westmoore from the very beginning, our charter faculty members were presented silver cords to wear as part of their graduation regalia. The traditions that they helped to establish left an indelible imprint on our school. While we have many charter members in the audience with us or watching from home today, only one current faculty member has called Westmoore home throughout its existence, and it is my pleasure to recognize her. Mrs. Devonna Landrum, would you please stand and remain standing? Though he spent some time away from Westmoore as an assistant principal, Mr. John Finn was also an original member of the Jaguar faculty and returned home to serve as our sophomore principal. Mr. Finn, will you please stand and remain standing?
One of the most visible measures of the impact of a high school is the number of former students who return to teach at their alma mater. It is a privilege to recognize those faculty members wearing a white cord as part of their regalia, indicating that they are Westmoore graduates. Would those alumni members of the faculty please stand and remain standing? Last and certainly not least, would all members of the exceptional faculty of Westmoore High School please stand and be recognized? Thank you.
Class of 2021, this will be my final opportunity to address you as senior class principal. I want you to know that it has been my privilege to serve as your principal this year. I am particularly proud of the way that you have approached the year. Your resilience, spirit, and determination will serve you as you are entering a new chapter of your life. Throughout this year, many of you have been recognized for your outstanding accomplishments. The graduation ceremony is intended to celebrate and honor the academic achievements of this year's senior class. At this time, I would like to recognize a group of individuals who have achieved beyond the standards of academic requirements. Our honor graduates have maintained a 4-year grade point average of 4.0 or above. Honor graduates, please stand and be recognized for your academic accomplishments by a round of applause. Thank you. At this time, I would like Cassidy Royalty to stand. The student ranked second in a graduating class traditionally receives the title of salutatorian. Please join me in a round of applause congratulating Cassidy for being the class of 2021 salutatorian. Thank you. Would Justin Lim please stand? In this graduating class of over 600 students, one student stands alone with the highest grade point average and is given the title of valedictorian. Please join me as we recognize Justin Lim, who has earned the honor of being named valedictorian for the class of 2021.
Hi. I'm going to be completely honest. I never thought I'd end up here. At one point in my high school career, becoming number one in my class was one of my top priorities. Somewhere along the way, I stopped caring so much about trying to compete with everyone and just started focusing on myself. Realistically, it's just a number and a title. And eventually, I really stopped thinking about it altogether. I just wanted to make the most out of my high school life, so I took a bunch of classes and got involved in some of the school organizations. And now, standing here, looking back, I'm so ready to graduate. I'll definitely miss it, but I think I squeezed out a little more than I felt comfortable with out of my high school life. Regardless, this is still an incredible honor. However, there were so many people in my class who could have been standing here and deserved it just as much. There's a saying that there's always someone better than you. And it's pretty much true. I look around at my class and can easily find people who were smarter, harder workers, but it just so happened that I was given this opportunity. That's why I wanted to make this speech less personal and more applicable to as much of the senior class as possible. Because every single graduating senior has something unique to them that they excel at. Whether that be sports, fine arts, or academics, or leadership, it's hard to recognize just one of these categories when everyone has their own. So here's my attempt at inspiring my entire class with something that I think can be applied to everyone. And hopefully it won't be too boring. There's sort of a tradition here that we do at Westmoore, where we come up with some saying or motto and assign it to each school year as like a theme. This year's saying is called Be in the Moment. And even if you don't pay attention to the daily announcements, you would probably notice the students practically screaming it into the intercom every single day. Now, if you hear the same thing every day for an entire year, you'd probably be almost as desensitized to it as we are to the school fire alarms. But I started thinking about this saying and its deeper meaning, probably a little bit too hard. I compared it with some of the past ones like, enjoy the journey, and the time is now, and I came to an astonishing conclusion. They all basically mean the same thing. It's literally telling us that there's no time like the present, and to simplify it even further, it means don't procrastinate. We all know that no one follows this advice, but I thought about it and realized there's something we can actually take from this. This message, it isn't telling us to stop turning in homework at 11:59. It's supposed to be taken in a broader sense. The only thing we are truly guaranteed in life is this moment. Coincidentally, it's also the only thing we're in control of. Especially in these circumstances, sometimes we lose our minds and focus on too many unnecessary things. We think about what could happen in the future and what could have gone better in the past. When this happens, we need to remember to concentrate on the now. But this doesn't mean to stop thinking about the future and the past. It's actually about setting our priorities straight. We need to be aware of the future, to know where we are going, and we need the past, to remember where we came from. We just always need to keep in mind the present, because it's the only thing we can change. And on that note, I'd like to take this moment to thank a few people who affected my past and whose impact will continue to affect me in the future. First, my parents. They told me not to say their names, but I'm going to say them anyways. Tri and Stephanie Lim. Thank you for supporting me along the way. They've been with me through every stage of my life, and I couldn't be more thankful. Similarly, I'd like to thank all my teachers from this year, previous years, and just teachers in general. To become someone that we entrust the future of society to is the most commendable thing that anyone can ever do. Even if you aren't officially a teacher, the mentors, pastors, and individuals willing to make a difference, I thank you. Of course, there's the administration for making this all possible, but I'd like to recognize some of our smaller administrative bodies, such as extracurriculars and clubs. All the sports, fine arts, and clubs allow students to express themselves and become a part of something greater, and we have some of the best I've ever seen. As a member of the Westmoore band, I've had some unforgettable experiences. But what's more unforgettable is the directors and band staff that made it their passion to deliver this to the students. You may have only been in our lives for a few years, but we will remember every lesson, every rehearsal, and every performance for the rest of our lives. I hope that you will continue to influence students' lives one way or another long into the future. On a more lighthearted note, I'd like to acknowledge these last few people before finishing. Thanks to Neil Patel, the Student Council President at Southmoore, and Emma Hayes, the Valedictorian at Southmoore, for helping me out with this. Thanks to the Fated organization and all of my friends, especially the ones graduating with me. They've been with me through it all and stuck with me even through this year. And if there's anything we should take away from this year in particular, it's that life is unpredictable and always will be. The only thing we are truly guaranteed is the present. You will always have the moment in front of you. So don't always focus on the results. Most of the time, class of 2021, it's best to just be in the moment. Thank you.
We began here 4 short years ago as freshmen. Walking into the big scary school as just 14 and 15-year-olds, one thing was for certain. We did not have life figured out. Now, sitting in these seats as we prepare to close the chapter that was Westmoore High School, I'm still uncertain as to whether or not we have life figured out. Within our 4 years here, we have had many memories made, some of those being like none other. We begin with freshmen with the teacher walkout. This was a good sign when beginning our time at Westmoore because it went to show how hard our teachers were willing to fight for our education system. We truly have the best teachers here. When we returned back to normal, it wasn't long until life threw another curveball at us.
Spring break, our junior year, we took what seemed to be a normal break. It wasn't long after that when we got the call that we would not be going back. The Moore Public Schools administration, faculty, and staff fought long and hard for us to return. I feel that it is safe to say that this year has been certainly unlike any other, and I'm beyond honored to stand here today, in person, graduating with my class that has endured many hardships this past year. We have truly made it. Though this past year was crazy, we have had some outstanding memories and accomplishments as well. Some being winning the 20th straight Moore War game, as well as beating Southmoore to become city champions in football. All sports, clubs, and extracurriculars have had amazing years to continue to raise the bar of success for Westmoore High School. I would like to start off by thanking each and every one of you for trusting me to lead our class all 4 years of high school. When looking at my classmates, I see such bright opportunities ahead. Among this class, we have everyone from leaders, brave individuals who plan to serve, future college students, trade schools, workers. This class truly has it all. I would like to thank the Moore Public Schools administration as well as the faculty here at Westmoore. There have been many countless hours with hard decisions this year, and I thank you all greatly for never giving up on our class. To my former teachers throughout my time here at Westmoore, thank you for working selflessly for every student here. To Ms. Burnell, Ms. Parks, and Mr. Langford, thank you for the countless hours you have put into the class of 2021. You three have worked hard to find ways for us to hold the traditional events, even if they were a little less traditional than usual. To my fellow officers, Maggie, Jada, and Carson, thank you all for going above and beyond for this class. I'm very lucky to have gone through this past year with you guys by my side, and I cannot wait to see where life takes you all. To all the family here today, mine and those of my classmates, thank you for being here today. Your graduate has worked harder than ever, and it is now time to celebrate their great accomplishments. To my mom and dad, I thank you too endlessly. Thank you for letting me host countless poster makings and always helping me clean up my mess after. I am in great debt to you, especially for you two pushing me to grow out of my comfort zone and run for class president. It has been a great 4 years at Westmoore, and I know you two will be by my side for wherever life takes me next. It has been an honor to serve these past 4 years and represent the class of 2021 as president. I don't believe it's possible to stay within my time limit with all the thank yous I have to give. I would like to end my speech with a quote from Henry David Thoreau. Go confidently in the direction of your dreams and live the life that you have imagined. For the last time, I am Landry Kimsey, your senior class president. Congratulations, class of 2021. Go do good.
To all the parents, relatives, friends, and guests, good evening, and welcome to the 33rd Westmoore High School graduation, celebrating the class of 2021. As we reflect on this most special occasion, let me introduce some people who have been critical to the success and achievement of your graduate. First, the leadership of our Board of Education has been instrumental in allowing us to provide both face-to-face and virtual learning for our students this year. Our district administration, led by Dr. Romines, equipped us with the resources needed for a safe and productive learning environment. MPS leadership truly took the road less traveled, and it made all the difference in determining the success of our students. I also want to recognize the work of 8 people who are particularly special to me, to your student, and to the achievement at Westmoore High School. Their supportive leadership made this challenging year possible. Senior class principal, Mr. Billy Langford, junior class principal, Miss Betty Mitten, sophomore class principal, Mr. John Finn, freshman class principals, Mr. Spencer Braggs and Miss Cindy Decker, athletic facilitator, Mr. Zach Bice, and senior sponsors, Miss Laura Burnell and Miss Melinda Parks. Thank you all. I have named some specific stakeholders, but the truth of the matter is that getting your student to this point is truly a team effort that started in elementary. From kindergarten to 12th grade, remarkable counselors, teachers, support staff, and administration adhered to the principle that we will be a student-centered organization. This core value makes our public schools and Moore an elite district in our state. Apart from our graduates, the most distinguished group here tonight, parents of the class of 2021. Parents, will you please stand so that we can properly acknowledge you and all that you have done to bring us to this occasion? Thank you. We are proud of this exceptional graduating class. At every opportunity, these 602 Jaguars have demonstrated clearly that they are outstanding in every way. Seniors have played a major role in the following school-wide accomplishments. Westmoore's More Love team raised just shy of $60,000 for the Oklahoma Regional Food Bank and Moore Fire Department Santa Express. Over 5,000 volunteer hours in the community from such diverse organizations as athletic teams to leadership. Westmoore Student Council was recognized as a National Gold Council of Excellence as one of the top student councils in the nation. This is the 13th year in a row for that distinction. Drama excelled with great leadership, Ms. Landrum, and talented students performing top-level productions of The Grinch and Bye Bye Birdie. A speech and debate team that is recognized in the top 10% nationally. The debate team has won the state championships in 2018, 2019, and 2021. And I'm convinced that speech and debate would have won 4 in a row if it wasn't cut short from COVID in 2020. In band, all superior ratings with 3 all-state musicians and 2 groups awarded the OSSA Sweepstakes Award. 9 all-state choir members, a sweepstakes award for superior ratings, and 2 placements in the National Association of Teachers of Singing state competition. The yearbook staff was awarded the All-Oklahoma Award and from the Oklahoma Scholastic Media. Only 5 yearbooks are given this award in the large school division. Boys golf was recently crowned academic state champions. Last Saturday, I had the privilege of watching our boys track team bring home Westmoore's first ever state championship in track and field. NCAA Grand National Champions in cheer, state and national champions in pom, and it makes 19 total national titles for the pom program. City champions in several sports to include victory in the Moore War and Southwest Showdown. This extends our winning streak over our crosstown rivals to 20 straight years. While you have contributed to the aforementioned school-wide successes, many noteworthy achievements have been made solely by you. Here are just a few of your highlights. Just 2 weeks ago, nearly 200 of you received recognition and were awarded scholarships from colleges, universities, the military, and other post-high school institutions and organizations, including the state of Oklahoma, which as of today sits at $7.5 million. 1 National Merit Scholar, 38 Oklahoma Academic Scholars, 147 Distinguished Honor Grads, all with GPAs of 4.0 or higher, 3 Regent Scholars, 28 Academic All-State nominees, 114 of you belong to NHS, National Honor Society. 4 of you have taken the sacred oath to join our armed forces. 12 of you achieved the Global Seal of Biliteracy for French, Russian, and Spanish. 12 athletic all-staters. Seniors, seated amongst you are the very best, and you should be proud of your accomplishments. I will close with this. In education, we use the word standards constantly. One of the phrases I'm known for repeating is, standards aren't what you preach, they are what you tolerate. Simplified, behaviors that you allow in your presence or accept from yourself are actually your standard. This year, I saw many of you face difficult situations, overcome them, and become better as a result of your experiences. I saw you tackle the unfamiliar, try the unexpected, and take on the unknown. Westmoore prides itself on having high standards in everything we do. Standards are a challenge. They're designed to be. Rarely will you find worthwhile goals come easy. Continue to set high standards and expectations for yourself. Let them be what you're known for. And no matter what path you choose to follow after you leave here tonight, you will excel and continue to make yourself, community, family, and the JAG Nation proud. It's clear that the class of 2021 meets the standards of excellence set by the classes which preceded them. This senior class has demonstrated that they have the skills to be lifelong learners and productive citizens of our society. In a few minutes, our seniors will have their names read as they cross the stage to graduate. Please be mindful of family and friends who want to hear their graduate's name clearly. Dr. Romines, President of the Board, Ms. Allison Ritchie, I now present to you the class of 2021 for graduation. They have fulfilled the obligations and requirements designated by Moore Public Schools in the state of Oklahoma and have earned the right to be named the 33rd graduating class of Westmoore High School. Congratulations, seniors, and thank you very much.
Good evening. It is my honor to welcome you to the 2021 commencement ceremony of Westmoore High School. We are here to celebrate the many achievements that our students have made throughout the past many years. For most of us, it probably seems like yesterday that we were holding our child's hand, guiding them into their pre-kindergarten and kindergarten classrooms for the very first time. I'm sure many of us remember the lump in our throats as we left them there for that first year of school. And it's probably similar to the lump in our throats that we feel now as we celebrate their last. Graduates, let me share with you one of the greatest regrets is when I was where you are and didn't show enough appreciation to my parents, my family members, and friends for their dedication to ensure that my future was built on a solid foundation. Without them, I would not have succeeded with obtaining my diploma and other accomplishments. So please take a moment, look to the audience, your biggest fans, and trusted support system, and give them one final round of applause and appreciation. Without a doubt, members of the class of 2021, you are resilient and you are determined. They have proven that they not only overcome the challenges placed before them, but that they help the younger classes overcome the challenges as well. When I think of the class of 2021, I think about those who proudly, bravely, and eagerly carried the torch to shine the light for others, leading them through the unknown, inevitable, and navigating the path to victory. In the Olympics, the torch's flame is the most important symbol. It symbolizes life, a competitive spirit, and ultimately peace. It is carried in a relay of strong leaders to its final destination in the stadium. The torch carriers link the present, the past, and the future, and transmit friendship along the way. That is exactly what you all have done for all of our Jaguars and future Jaguars. Throughout your 4 years of high school, essentially, you experienced 1 year of normalcy. Your sophomore year, as mentioned earlier, it was your sophomore year. In your freshman year, mentioned earlier, you supported your teachers and staff through a historic walkout to recognize the importance of education and our educational leaders. Your junior year, our world was introduced to a health pandemic and the year was abruptly altered. Your senior year, we returned to school on day one, navigated through our health crisis together, wearing masks, social distancing as best as possible, and many other mitigation efforts. You have embraced each other in support through much needed changes with social unrest. You have provided comfort and alternative possibilities through an economic crisis, and ultimately, you kept moving forward. Through it all, you carried the torch for each other and those classes behind you. You will forever be known as the class with extraordinary character and heart, leaving a legacy of triumph for future Jaguars. We understand that you have many questions, some concerns about your next chapter. However, based on your proven track record, odds tell us that your future looks pretty bright. Chances are someone here will save a life, possibly run for a political office, become a mental health professional, an author, or a hero disguised as a teacher. Without a doubt in our minds, you have the ability to continue doing great things, and you can accomplish what you set your mind to achieve. Always believe in yourself, and when in doubt, remember that a bad day does not undo all of your greatness. The average person lives 27,375 days. You have plenty of amazing days left. Keep going and make each and every one count. Before leaving here this evening, take some time to look around you. Try to memorize the faces of your classmates because you most likely will not see them all in one place again after tonight's ceremony. This ceremony really does mark a major milestone in your life. And lastly, as you go along your road of life, love your parents, take chances, make good choices, stand for something noble, even though it may be difficult, be a voice of fairness and respect for all human beings. Be a genuine friend and give something back. From the superintendent of schools, faculty and staff, your parents and friends, you are exceptional, you are loved, and we are beyond proud of each and every one of you. And remember, once a Jaguar,
Always a Jaguar.
let's try it again. Once a Jaguar, members of the Board of Education, I present to you the 2021 graduating class of Westmoore High School.
Hayden Duke.
Albert Asafwa.
Truk Pham.
Nate Schoolcraft.
Vincent Tran.
Abby Schoolcraft.
Andrew Kraus.
Anne Shackleton.
Michelle Dang.
Reagan Parker Morris.
Lily Maria Wynn.
Kaylin Charlton.
Cecily Shockley.
Audrey Lee Chong.
Matthew Wynn.
Jimmy Wynn.
Babatunde Olajide.
Allie Glenn.
Jasmine Whitfield.
Austin Newmeyer. Sky Rustad.
Joseph Gaglione.
Lynn Pham.
Jaden Lindsay.
Taylor Bowles.
Ryan Adams.
Emma Moore.
Courtney Armstrong.
Brian Vu.
Oliyinka John.
Leslie Pham. Pilar Carrillo.
Russell Radin.
Helen Wynn.
Josephine Little Creek.
Kaylee Rose Dansick.
Masami Carpenter.
Anastasia McElvoy.
Elise Abraham.
Kason Swearingen.
Damian Morris.
Hope Caroline Bellows.
Jacob Wells.
Anna Lunday. Kathy Vu.
Kai Davis.
Ben Wynn.
Aubrey Shelton.
Holly Beck.
Lillian Coe.
Jana Blackburn.
Adriana Cabral.
Sarah Greggs.
Jacinia Ramirez.
Olivia Schultz.
Madison Howe.
Savannah Makem.
Jada Lua Wynn.
Juana Tapia.
Gracie Romano.
Randy Chick.
Sierra Webb.
Justin Kyle Logan.
Philip Suh.
Zachary Wynn.
Colton Beitler.
Vin Torres.
Hope Thompson.
Tiffany Quick.
Gracie Mosley.
Zoe Watson.
Thomas Simmons.
Esther Ibrahimi.
Grace.
Isaac Vaughn.
Grace Thompson.
Grace Noel Valentine.
David Fisher.
Andrew Copeland.
Kellen Williams.
Clara
Skaggs.
Sierra Phillips.
David Wynn.
Corian Garrett.
Johnny Maldonado.
Giselle Acuna.
Emily Cardenas.
Javier Ajoleza.
Sarah Riley.
Elijah Alexander.
Mahib Ahmed.
Avron Allen.
Kobe Alex.
Kai Aline.
Carson Allen.
Massimo Alvarez.
Janessa Alvarez.
Ava Elizabeth Antone.
Jennifer Marie Amoa.
Davin Arasmith.
Sydney Jade Anderson Cullum.
Gloria Avila.
Jahir Banda.
Gladys Arana.
Crystal Barraza.
Anthony Batiste.
Daniel Arroyo. Caitlin Estella Avalos.
Chase Begley.
Alan Banuelos.
Halen Biggs.
Manuel Barron.
Gregory Bodell.
Brian Riley Batista.
Cecilia Bond.
Haley Benson.
Lionel Booker.
Daniel Bishop.
Skylar Bowie.
Sarah Bleeker.
Julius Boyd.
Cassie Bollinger.
Brianna Nicole Jean Brannon.
Nathan Bonilla.
Kedrick Britton.
Kiera Bowen.
Finn Brown.
Trey Bowles.
Logan Bryant.
Brandon Boyer.
Jake Burleson.
Abby Breeding.
Brianna Bush.
Justin Blake Brooks.
Gabrielle Bird.
Matthew Brown.
Jonathan Calderon.
Mia Bryant.
Alexandra Kamirana.
Callie Burnett.
Cameron Catrone.
Ashlyn Bustos.
Raymond Chavez.
Tinley Caban Fowler.
Jasmine Chess.
Garrett James Call.
Aisha Christian.
Hallie Marie Campbell.
Briley Cloud.
Dewey Cow.
Jacob Coffey.
Lamondo Cargile.
James Colson.
Brandon Chavez.
Austin Cook.
Ethan Chong.
Connor Ross Cooper.
Savannah Clemens.
Sebastian Cooper.
Jackson Coffey.
Tyshawn Covington.
Julian Calendris.
Angel Cruz.
John Connor.
Jimmy H.C. Davison.
Cole Cook.
Camila De Loera.
Sage Cooper.
Christina Deibler.
Riley Cops.
Danya De La Cruz.
Merida Crawford.
Haley Davis.
Jaden Daggs.
Jameson Draper.
Lindsay Day.
Jolie Edavian.
Nicholas DeCourse.
Bria Ellis.
Alexis Del Moral.
Cody Elmore.
Caitlin Doan.
Anna Esparza.
Avery Drake.
Marcella Exenia.
Savannah Dunn.
Cynthia Farmer.
Aya El Harif.
Camber Ferguson.
Kylie Marie Ellis.
Marissa Fields Lopez.
Alexis Escobedo.
Gabrielle Fieseth.
Cooper Evans.
Bradford Flores.
Abigail Ferris.
Sam Foreman.
Jordan Taylor Fields.
Emma Jaylyn Fullingham.
Allie Marie Finney.
Case Gandy.
Jacob Foreman.
Salvador Garcia.
Quentin Frazier.
Paola Garcia.
Turner Fuquay.
Madison Glover.
Israel Gallegos.
Carol Gomez.
Chloe Gammon.
Gustavo Gonzalez.
Gage Gappa.
Vanessa Gonzalez.
Natalie Garcia.
Emily Goodson.
Syra Garcia.
Jasmine Grade.
Valentina Garza Insunza.
Sarah Gray.
Hayden Gassaway.
Tori Groves.
Mackenzie Gavin.
Dylan Guerrero.
Edgar Gonzalez.
Jaden Hall.
Keanu Gonzalez.
Brian Harris.
Veronica Gonzalez.
Meadow Harriman.
Jace Goolsby.
Camden Hurd.
Gabriel Grajales.
Maylee Heathington.
Ryan Green.
Lindsay Heileman.
Cambry Harrison.
Mason Hendon.
Andrew Hernandez.
Sharon Hernandez.
Quentin Hartzell.
Elias Hill.
Garinger Hefty.
Adriana Luong Huang.
Madeline Elea Hernandez.
Macy Breck Hodges.
Zadie Inez Hernandez.
Isabella Howell.
Marty Vaughn Henshaw.
Cheyenne Danielle Holsey.
Grace Faye Hodgson.
Michael Horton.
Shaylee Hollingsworth.
Aiden Xavier Hurtado.
Kaya Howarth.
Koi Huyen.
Junri Hung.
Jonathan Jack.
Garrett Human.
Carl Jackson.
Luis Hurtado.
Sakura Jackson Madden.
Noah Irvin.
Josiah James.
Arthur Jackson.
Alyssa Johnson.
Emmy Jackson.
Brady Jones.
Jalen James.
Corbin Jones.
Alejandra Jaquez.
Reginald Jones.
Bobby Johnson.
Austin Kelly.
Casey Jones.
Gabriel Ketchum.
Dylan Carr.
Dylan Q.
Madison Kemp.
Trinity Carell.
Forrest Khan.
Christian Laiha.
Cooper Klotz.
Foom Trum Lee.
Kevin Laguna.
Caleb Ashton Lee.
Mercedes Laura.
Ryan Lee.
V. Lee.
Mariah Jacqueline Leva.
Jagger Lee.
Kyle Lewis.
Angel Yasmin Lerma.
Samuel Lindstrom.
Jalen Lewis.
Celeste Lopez.
Tristan Lewis.
Maria Lopez.
Jaden Lilly.
Braxton Murray.
Micah Loyak.
Omar Machuca.
Gabino Lopez Jr.
Elicia Mallory Steele.
Maria Lopez.
Anaya Mansker.
Luis Lozano.
Trevor Marler.
Boston Leiden.
Brady Martinez.
Jackson Mayer.
Luz Martinez.
Erica Manning.
Alan Mata.
Sir Anthony Manuel.
Hunter Matney.
Noah Lee Marshall.
Braden McCullough.
Andreas Martinez.
Bryce McDonald.
Paul Sway.
Kyle McIver.
Kareem Martinez Morales.
Jessica Mendoza.
Danny Mathis.
Jacob Miller.
Colton McCoy.
Ryan Miner.
Aiden McDonald.
Selah Ashley Moody.
Josh McFarland.
Sarah Mrazek.
Mary Grace McNutt.
Bree Nahara.
Gavin Miller.
An Nguyen.
Quentin Miller.
Janelle Wynn.
George Enrique Hernandez.
An Nguyen.
Olivia Moore.
Haley Nohabi.
Madeline Molenberg. Rebecca Murphy.
Austin Norris.
Ishawn Neal.
Christopher Keyshawn Oliver.
Bryn Wynn.
Sydney Orkees.
Misty Wynn.
Danny Ortega.
JC Nicholas.
David Owusu.
Daniel Nolasco.
Aaliyah Pacheco.
Rachel Malia Odell.
Brady Pamplin.
Mariella Orozco.
Bryce Parkerson.
Jacob Orr.
Alyssa Katera Patsky.
Hannah Lee Osborne.
Byron Penn.
Skylar Pace.
Sterling Peters.
Brooke Page.
T. Pham.
Harley Payne. Mary Ray Pence.
Caitlin Phillips.
Adriana Perez Garcia.
Lana Pigeon.
Ethan Pham.
Courtney Pope.
Crystal Fan.
Carter Pointer.
Alan Pomsevant.
Chevy Pulley.
Eric Pinon Rios.
Nathan Ray.
Brianna Porter.
Dominique Reese.
Renee Prado.
Hayden Riley.
Zach Pyatt.
Jocelyn Rivera.
Ashton Lee Randall.
Grant Robinette.
Jaquan Isaiah Malachi Richardson.
Ben Rodecker.
Logan Riley.
Alan Rodriguez.
Stephen Roach.
Emerson Romberg.
Tiana Robinson.
Osil Ruggieri.
Aiden Rodriguez.
Brianna Sanders.
Joel Rodriguez.
Mia Lene San Roman.
Landon Ross.
Mason Schmidt.
Melly Salcido.
Richard Schwing.
Caesar Sandoval.
Cassidy Charitz.
Karen Elizabeth Santos. Kaya Scroggins.
Jaslyn Sainez.
Jacobin Shields.
Landon Sims.
Ian Segala Zavala.
Kalia Sisson.
Morgan Simon.
Ethan Slover.
Chase Smith.
Elijah Smith.
Mallory Smith.
Matt Sorrells.
Rachel Spencer.
Evan Stacy.
Bryson Spiva.
Ashley Standridge.
Isaac Stallings.
Amanda Stanley.
Kiana Stansblack.
Hannah Stevenson.
Kyler Stanley.
Jaden Stepp.
Donovan Stepp.
Caleb Stewart.
Joshua Stewart.
Will Story.
Kyla Storts.
Faith Swindle.
Braden Swearingen.
Faith Avery Taylor.
Shelby Tate.
Kylan Tennyson.
Ethan Taylor.
Jackson Thagard.
Bradley Temple.
Michaela Thomas.
Natalie Bain.
Ryan Thompson.
Ambriana Thomas. Selah Thompson.
Jaden Tiger.
Josie Tillis.
Caitlin Tizio.
Alex Townley.
Taylor Townley.
Andrew Verdicchio III.
Helen Tran.
Nathan Townsend.
Nia Tran.
Max Trin.
Caden Trujillo.
Caitlin Tuckey.
Riley Turnbow.
Sarah Tyner.
Serena Vela.
Alex Salazar.
Braden Velasco.
Dennis Vo. Hayden Walters.
Eileen Jimena Vitalis Jimenez.
Desire Washington.
Ashton Walters.
Miranda Nicole Wentold. Ezra West.
Mila Walters.
Madison White.
Taylon Weller.
Jet Wilkerson.
Jacob Werner.
Hope Elizabeth Williams.
Colton White.
Marbrion Williams.
Trista Wilkins.
Lauren Wilson. Grace Wolf.
Jacob Williams.
Lilith Woodard.
Xavier Jaston Ray Williams.
Queenly Shong.
Serenity Nevaeh Wilson.
Colton Young.
Dayton Wolf.
Tristan Young.
Corey White.
Carolina Zavala.
Corey Wyatt.
Carson Young.
Kaiden Young.
Brittany Zavala.
We would now like to invite all Westmoore alumni in attendance to stand and join the graduating class of 2021 and our faculty as they stand to sing the Westmoore High School alma mater. For those who need a reminder of the lyrics, you may refer to the back of your commencement program.
You may be seated. Joining your senior class president, Landry Kimsey, and representing the class of 2022 for the passing of the torch will be junior class president, Blake Lynn.
Traditions have been a rich part of the life of Westmoore High School from the beginning. Now, for one of the last traditions of the year, I share with you this quote by President John F. Kennedy. "Let the world go forth from this time and place, that the torch has been passed to a new generation." President Kennedy was explaining that there is a time to let a new generation step forward to build something uniquely theirs on the strong foundation they inherit. And tonight is that time. For we, the class of 2021, pass this torch with dedication and Jaguar pride to the class of 2022. May it light your path as you search for wisdom and knowledge, and may you keep Westmore's flame alive to pass this torch to classes who follow. This is the symbol of all Westmoore graduates, past, present, and future.
On behalf of the class of 2022, I accept this torch and pledge to uphold the legacy of excellence in the traditions established by the class of 2021 and all previous senior classes of Westmoore High School.
Senior class of 2021, you have received your diplomas from the Board of Education, and the torch that we have carried for the past year has been passed to those who follow in our footsteps, as we followed those 32 graduating classes who preceded us.
Seniors, in a few minutes, our junior escorts will guide us in exiting from the field to join our families outside the stadium. Before we do that, we will share two final Westmoore senior traditions. This is the part you have been waiting for, senior class of 2021. Please stand.
Having completed the formal portion of today's commencement exercises, it is now time for the festive portion of our graduation.
Westmoore High School class of 2021, it is my pleasure to instruct you to change your tassels. Now, for the final tradition of our senior year, please locate your celebratory roll of crepe paper and prepare to turn and throw it at the end of the fight song. Parents and guests, we recommend that you focus your cameras on the center of the field. Seniors, please stand and join together as we sing the fight song one last time.
Graduates, when directed, please follow our junior escorts out of the stadium to meet your families and friends. Congratulations and good luck. You are dismissed.
Thank you.